Good morning, Derek. Excuse me. Pardon me. Very laid back weekend, Derek. I hope yours was good too. Good morning, B. Hendricks. Good morning, Nerdster. Good morning to Lotta and Mushmouth. Good morning. Good morning to Melton, S. Melton. Good morning. Good morning, Anthony. And Mark and Dawn. Good morning. S. Melton, is that you, Sandy? Is that Sandy? S. Melton is Lotta. Oh, okay. Okay. Good morning to you, dear Lotta. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Classic. And Kim. We have holiday music in the background today. Yeah, it did the same thing to all of us, Lotta. It did the same thing to all of us, and they put an @ in front of us and a bunch of numbers after us too, in some cases. Yeah. YouTube went crazy on us. Good morning, Free. Happy holidays. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Cleanie. I agree with you, Hendricks. I agree with you. I liked our old names better. Except that makes me feel like an old fuddy-duddy that doesn't like change. So I'm just gonna give it up. Good morning, Cyber Jolie. Happy holidays to you. I don't know, Anthony. That's a good question. Maybe you were always using the one they liked. Good morning, everybody. A couple more moments of good mornings to each other. And then we are going to go live here. Pop's Headshot Live. We're going to make it a quicker show today. I have somewhere I need to be heading out of here by 10 o'clock. So a few minutes before 10, we'll have to close up shop here this morning. Because I have an appointment this morning and I need to leave by about 10. And Ruffy's going with me. And I'll give him his ride this morning. Good morning. Good, awesome morning. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate that. This week we're going with holiday music. This week and next week. Holiday music in the background. How many people want to see Pops wearing a Santa hat? How many people want to see Pops wearing a Santa hat this week? Shouldn't I wear a Santa hat? I went online and ordered a Santa hat. Jolie. So I think it'll get here today. And then I'm going to be Santa hatting it up. Good morning, people. A tie-dye Santa hat. Now that is sounding trippy. Vegas. Vegas, that's a separate picture. Okay, that's a completely different picture here. Alright? Different picture, different channel. Thank you, Carrie. If the hat comes today, I'll wear it tomorrow. It's B. Hendricks. I think it's Santa Pops. I think Santa Pops is the way to go. You guys can call me Santa Pops tomorrow if the hat comes today. Let's turn this baby around and get started this morning. Top 10. You guys ready for this? Top 10. What did I say? Come on, baby. You know what's infuriating is when you're on the internet and you're searching and the pop-up stuff comes up. Stuff that has nothing to do with anything that you're interested in, and it bombs the article you're reading. So I'm reading and all of a sudden there's a whole new advertisement pop up. Bugs me. Can I just read without a pop-up, please? I mean, I'm over pop-ups. Top 10. Use ad blockers. Where do I get that? Jesus. I need an ad blocker. How do I get that? They're very hard to close out, Hendricks. You close them out and you go to the site instead. It's like, what's the point of pushing the X? I'm over pop-up. It's built into your browser. That's neat, nerdy. You're lucky. Top 10. Christmas hacks. Top 10 Christmas hacks. Number 1. No cookies crumbling. When shipping or giving homemade cookies this season, use a clean, empty Pringles can. It's the perfect size, shape, and sturdiness for your holiday treats to keep them from breaking in transit. Wrap the exterior to cover the label in festive paper and add a bow and a gift tag. Ye old Pringles cans. Here's a bright idea. Use inexpensive zip ties to secure Christmas lights or garlands to indoor railings. They won't damage wood finishes the way tape or tacks can. That's not bad. Number 3. Reuse last year's Christmas cards to make festive holiday gift tags. So hang on to this year's cards for next year's tags. You cut your little tag right out of the gift card. The one side's got the picture, some kind of picture, Christmas colors, and then you can write on the blank side. That's a pretty good one. I like that one. How about this one? Festive breakfast. Use metal holiday cookie cutters such as Santa and the Snowman, etc., as pancake molds to help make fun shapes for kids' Christmas breakfasts. So you put the mold in the pan and you pour the batter into the mold. That's a pretty good one. Perfect Christmas cookies. Cookies baked on cookie sheets can get over browned quickly and ruin your efforts. Invest in some inexpensive parchment paper for perfectly browned cookies every time. It makes all the difference. And the best part is there's no need to grease the cookie sheet ahead of time. Parchment paper on your cookie sheet. Parchment paper, and then you put your dough on top of that. It's a good one. Easy holiday luminaries. For a quick, inexpensive luminary, fill any sized mason jar. Some of you guys have mason jars, I know it. Fill any sized mason jar a quarter of the way full with Epsom salts because it looks like snow. Add a white candle. Tie the mouth of the jar with a festive ribbon. Put several on your walkway or mantle for a real statement. P.S. The Epsom salt does not burn, but as with all candles, never leave them unattended. Okay. No fuss holiday centerpiece. Fill a clear glass vase or a trifle dish with any leftover ornaments not used on the tree. Then add festive bows or greenery from the tree. That's a pretty good one. Just pile up your ornaments in the middle of the table and tell them that that's your centerpiece. Okay? Number 7. Well, that was 7. Number 8. A gift within a gift. Kimberly, I think some houses will get... We gotta be careful with those flames, right? Number 8. Thread festive holiday-themed cookie cutters through the ribbons and bows of your holiday gifts for an extra special touch. The bakers on your list will love this. So you take one of the cookie cutters, and after you've wrapped your present and you've done the bow, well, as you're tying the bow, you put a cookie cutter in there and then tie it. That's kind of cute. That's kind of a cute idea. I like that one. Number 9. Here we go with candles again, kid. Be careful. Be careful out there. Purchase inexpensive pillar candles in holiday colors. Brush them. This is a lot of work. Brush them with a light coat of clear craft glue, such as Mod Podge, and roll it in the Epsom salts. Let it dry. Looks like a glittery, snowy candle. Hint, do this in the summer too. The effect looks like sand. They're all over the Epsom salt, aren't they? And then, those pop-ups are just killing me this morning. Number 10, keep Christmas lights from getting tangled in storage by wrapping them around a sturdy clothes hanger. Christmas lights. We'll share some more hacks tomorrow. Those are some of the top 10 out of the Farmer's Almanac 2025. Right, Cleanie? It sounds like somebody is pushing, somebody's got stock in Epsom salt here. You can tell. Good morning, everybody. Those were your top 10 for today. Christmas hacks. And then we will do the Christmas music in the background. Okay? Hey. Hey. What's going on out there? What the heck is going on out there? I reached out to Nippy. I think it was Friday. And I asked Nippy, how many people are signed up for Secret Santa so far? How many people are signed up for Secret Santa so far, Nippy? That was on Friday. How many do you think the answer was? First person to get the answer correct on my screen. You can only guess one time. First person to guess it correctly, guess one time. I'll send a package to. I'll send an 8th of supplemental supplements to. How many people do you think? Nippy knows the answer. Now this was Friday. How many people do you think were signed up for Secret Santa as of Friday? Last Friday. Good job, Laura. Thank you for doing that. The number has gone up, Nippy. That's good, because I'm just going to tell you out loud, you guys, I was a little disappointed with the number. I thought we were a little more Santa-ish here. Clean Grow got it right. Wait a minute. That sounds like an inside job. Wait a minute, I can't do that. That's an inside job. Cleanie, how'd you know? Is it because you're sitting next to Nipper? Wait a minute. That's an inside job. That's insider trading information. Okay, that's inside trader information. I'll send it anyways. Yes, I will. It was 8 as of Friday. Nippy, where are we at now? Nippy, calling Cleaning out. Where are we at now? Nippy, how many? I know we had some come in over the weekend. Where are we at? We have till Wednesday to sign up. Remember that there's a whole category. If you can't afford to send something, don't worry. Give us your name. We'll figure it out. We got to get you a present. All you have to do is send Nippy your information. Some of you were close with the 9s and the 7s, Vegas, but it was 8 as of Friday. How many are we at now? Daniel Martinez, you're the perfect person to put your name in and just tell Nippy, and we'll put you in that category. I'm trying to make it so there's no excuses. Good morning. Daniel Martinez, send her your information anyways. We'll figure something out. I want Secret Santa to be fun. I want us to all get something. But with only 8 people signed up. Sounds like Pops isn't pulling the numbers that he used to. That was a good note there, Herbie. Good job. All right, Daniel, just get your number in. We'll figure something out. So, Nippy, what's the final count? Not the final count, but what's the current count? Let us know. Almost double that now, so we're looking at around 15. Okay. All right. I was looking for a number somewhere in the 20s. Justin White, all you have to do is reach out to Niffer Mama and give her your name and address. And let her know if you're sending a present too. Okay? Alright. I'm putting a lot of pressure on people. I shouldn't do that. I'm going to back up. I'll back up. Derek Anderson says, if you're not on IG, email Pops. Email me your information. And I'll send it to Niffy. Okay? All you have to do is send me your name and address and tell me if you're a giver and a receiver or just a receiver. Either one's okay. Either one's okay. I'm just a giver or I'm a giver and a receiver, or I'm just a receiver. Let me know. Okay? We're up to 16 now. Jesus Christ is only a give. You've given your life for us, Jesus. From what I read in this Bible thing a long time ago, we can't expect anything more from you. Daniel, that's not going to work by putting your address here. Sorry, bro. You have to send an email. Okay? Because no one has the time to write that one down. I'm sorry, Daniel. Just email me. You have my email address. Just send it to me, please. And I'll get it to Niffy. We're trying to make it as easy as possible. You're trying to make it easier. That was a good idea. Herbie deleted Daniel's address because not everybody in the world needs to know Daniel's address. 27,000 subscribers. You never know what's going to happen out there, Daniel. Okay? There you go. Don't dox yourself. Daniel's getting 28,000 Christmas cards. Yeah, we don't want to put our address on this forum here. It doesn't, the opportunities for problems become vast. I imagine you're not scared, Daniel, but you're smart, right? But you're smart, so you get it. Gosh, more pop-ups. More. The minute I said pop-ups this morning, now my computer's going to pop me up more than you've ever seen. All right, here we go. That's really cool of you, Mark. Mark is sending out gifts left and right. Mark, Santa Z. Mark is Santa Z. Okay? Here we go. Northern California is facing life-threatening flooding as an atmospheric river slams the region with heavy rain, snow, and damaging winds. At least one person has died. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong article. Let's go back to a different article. Nipper, it's 18 now. Good job. Good job, you guys. High five. Boom. Right there. High five. Boom. Right there. Good job. We have until Wednesday. Again, when you write in, just say I'm a giver and a receiver, or I'm just a receiver, just so we know. And if you're just a receiver, it's nothing bad. That's good. We want you to get a present. So just say, hey, I'm a receiver this year. Okay? Research over the years has found that a black mold formed from a number of different fungi has been growing toward radioactive particles and surviving on ionizing radiation at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine. Ionizing radiation is any electromagnetic or particulate radiation that has enough energy to detach electrons from atoms, and it can cause chemical changes in cells and damage DNA. I should have made that kind of clear. Deez is asking a question. The Secret Santa is only if you live inside the United States. And it's not because we don't love the rest of the world, because we do. We even hate the idea that there's borders. I do. I hate borders. But the shipping to other countries is incredibly difficult. It's a lot different game. It costs a lot more. You have to fill out different forms, stuff like that. So any international country, it's still too hard to do. Okay? It's very expensive to mail things out of the country. Humans are exposed to ionizing radiation via natural sources, but too much exposure can result in health hazards. Dr. Joshua Nasenchuk, a professor at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine, told Newsweek, fungi have been through numerous challenging environmental boot camps through which they, by necessity, developed interesting protective and advantageous abilities. Eating radiation, otherwise known as radiosynthesis, is one such adaptation. Certain fungi that produce the pigment melanin developed. This fungal process of energy transduction is akin to photosynthesis based on chlorophylls. In April 1986, several explosions at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, reactor number 4, sent a fireball of radioactive material into the atmosphere, and it resulted in widespread radiation, and it induced illness and deaths among humans and animals. The reactor has since been contained, and an exclusion zone was created covering 1,600 square miles, although some scientists are allowed to obtain special permits to enter for a limited period of time. That's a really good idea, Mello. Mello says maybe we make some video pic Christmas cards to the crew. Everybody could make one if they want. If somebody does something like that and makes a video that wants to be shared, email it to me. Just email it to me and I can share it here on the show. Speaking of sharing, that was a good idea, Mello. Speaking of sharing, we have Wednesday morning, 9:30-ish. Wednesday morning, 9:30-ish, we're going to have HP is going to come on as a guest co-host. Okay? Some scientists have since found that in the reactor, black mold has been thriving on the radioactive particles. This research has sparked investigation into whether the fungi, wait for this idea, could also protect astronauts from cosmic radiation. Scientist Nelly Zadanova more pop-ups. Scientist Nelly Zadanova found black mold at the site after a visit in 1997 and later noticed, after gathering soil samples, that the ionizing radiation at the reactor was attracting numerous types of fungi. She found more than 35 types of fungi growing around Chernobyl, some of which she deemed were radiotropic, as they reached for radiation in the same way plants reach for sunlight. Other research has since identified that black fungi are able to withstand extreme radiation stress due to the presence of melanin, a pigment many organisms have, including humans. For humans, melanin protects our skin from ultraviolet radiation. But for the fungi, the melanin seemed to protect them from ionizing radiation. The researchers, who included scientist Ekaterina Dachitova, went on to find that the fungi could adapt to radiation exposure, and prompted investigation into whether fungi could help to clean up radioactive sites and even protect astronauts from harmful radiation in space. Dachitova also found that Chernobyl's fungi actually increased in the presence of radiation as well. Melanized fungi grew significantly faster in the presence of ionizing radiation compared to the same fungi not exposed to the radiation. In addition, her research established that the fungi seemed to be using the radiation as an energy source, driving its metabolic processes. Dachitova described this process as radiosynthesis, the theory that the fungi was using radiation as its energy source. Dachitova told Newsweek, "It is important to say that the fungi still had essential elements like carbon and nitrogen in their growth media." I'm getting hammered by these pop-ups. They come right across the article. Give me a second. Important to say that the fungi still had essential elements like carbon and nitrogen in their growth media, but they did not have a source of energy like sucrose, and ionizing radiation was playing a role of an energy source, with melanin serving as an energy transducer. So fungi would be able to utilize this energy in their metabolism. I just saw out of the corner of my eye one of your comments. So basically we can take certain mushrooms and turn them into glow sticks. You're silly. She said that fungi are ancient organisms that survived the time period when Earth lost its magnetic shield and was exposed to really high doses of ionizing radiation. They developed a way to protect themselves with melanin pigment from this exposure, and they also used melanin as an energy transducer to help them survive. The article goes on, the findings have had implication for space exploration, and particularly how to protect astronauts traveling in space from galactic cosmic radiation, which can increase their risk of radiation sickness and their lifetime risk of cancer. It was found that the same fungi identified at Chernobyl were also unfazed by galactic cosmic radiation. Some researchers sent some of the fungi to the International Space Station and noticed that they experienced a higher growth rate than in ground control. This enhanced growth could, however, have been down to a number of factors, the researchers said, and so more research is needed to better understand the fungi's reaction to cosmic radiation. The researchers also tested whether the fungi could block radiation, finding that even fungi in a petri dish provided an effective shield from radiation, suggesting that they might actually absorb radiation. Why do I bother reading an article about like that to you guys? Because I love mushrooms. We are finding out the more we finally open the doors to research and study of mushrooms. We finally opened the door that was closed for 50 years in what I call the Dark Ages, from the 1960s till about the year 2006. Boy, are we finding out some amazing things about those amazing little plants. They're not plants. They're their own. They have their own table on the taxonomics scale. But I'm telling you, the more we find out, the crazier and cooler it is. Thank you, nature. Thank you very, very much. I love nature. Speaking of nature, right, Derek? Fantastic fungi. The more we research, the more we find out, the more fantastic I see them being. Nerdy, that's a cool one. That's actually a cute idea. Nerdy wants to create a superhero called Fungi, and he gets his power from cosmic radiation. I like that. That's a good idea. Since we have to be out of here right a little bit before 10, let me jump over. Kim, wasn't that a neat idea of Nerdy's? I like that one. Let me jump over to, I want to read a verse, the 7th verse from the Tao. The Tao Te Ching. 7th verse. Heaven is eternal. The earth endures. This has a lot to do with mushrooms have been around a lot longer than humans. And when us humans leave, the mushrooms are going to be around still. We look back in history, and they calculate that some of these mushrooms were the size of 2, 3, 4-story buildings back before humans started walking the earth, even before dinosaurs. Some people talk about cockroaches can survive radiation. Here we go with mushrooms being cooler than cockroaches. 7th verse. Good morning, Gypsy. It's so nice to see you this morning. 7th verse. Heaven is eternal and the earth endures. Why do heaven and earth last forever? They do not live for themselves only. This is the secret of their durability. For this reason, the sage puts himself last and so ends up ahead. He stays a witness to life, so he endures. Serve the needs of others, and all your own needs will be fulfilled. Through selfless action, fulfillment is attained. Give me 5 people that like that verse. Give me 5 people that like that verse. I love it. For this reason, the sage puts himself last, and so it ends up ahead. Serve the needs of others. The opening line of this 7th verse, thank you for giving me the thumbs up, you guys. The opening lines of the 7th verse of the Tao Te Ching is a reminder that the Tao, I'm glad you do, Nerdy, because part of me is like, I'm a little worried. I'm not trying to be religious with this at all. It's a beautiful philosophy that aligns me with nature. So, the opening line of this 7th verse of the Tao Te Ching is a reminder that the Tao, the source of heaven and earth, is eternal. By extension, the original nature of life is everlasting and enduring. There's a quality that supports this durability, however, and that quality responds when we live from our Tao center rather than from our worldly ego center. Identifying exclusively with the physicality of life disregards our infinite nature, and it limits our awareness of the Taoness. In such a finite system, it therefore seems logical to strive for possessions and accomplishments. Being civilized in most cultures primarily constitutes being consumed with attaining success. I agree with you, Nerdy. Good way to put it. In success, being civilized, we're pursuing the acquisition of power and things, which supposedly will provide happiness and prevent unhappiness. The primary idea is of a self whose separate being in a separate body with a name and with culture and biological data that are similar in values and patriotism to others. The Tao, particularly the 7th verse, is suggesting that we update those notions and choose to exist for more than ourselves or for our tribe. That is, radically change our thoughts in order to change our lives. Lao Tzu says the secret of the ineffable nature of the eternal Tao is that it isn't identified with possessions or in asking anything of its endless creations. The Tao, listen to this, our universe, the path, the way, is a giving machine that never runs out of gifts to offer, yet it asks nothing in return. I'm going to read that line again. It's beautiful. The Tao is a giving machine that never runs out of gifts to offer, yet it asks for nothing in return. Practice that, guys. Practice endless giving and asking nothing in return. Because of this natural tendency to live for others, the Tao teaches it can never die. Giving and immortality go hand in hand. The sage who grasps the everlasting nature of the Tao has gone beyond the false identification of the ego and instead has a living connection with the universe. This person puts others first, asks nothing in return, and wholeheartedly serves. In this way, the sage lives the ultimate paradox of the Tao. By giving without asking, he attracts everything that he's capable of handling or needing. By giving without asking, we actually attract everything that we need, everything we're capable of handling. By putting himself last, the sage ends up ahead. By putting others before himself, he endures, just like the Tao. The sage emulates the natural philanthropy of the Tao, and all of his needs are fulfilled in the process. The ego is a demanding force that's never satisfied. It constantly requires that we seek more money, more power, acquisitions, glory, and prestige to fuel it. Living a Tao-centered life rather than an ego-centered one removes us from that rat race, as it offers inner peace and satisfying fulfillment. This is what I believe the wisdom of the verse is saying for the 21st century. Make an attempt to reverse ego's hold on you by practicing the Tao's teaching to serve the needs of others, and all your own needs will be fulfilled. Generously thinking of and serving others will lead to matching your behaviors with the perpetual rhythm of the Tao. Then its power will flow freely, leading to a fulfilling life. Ego wants the opposite, however, as it tells you to think of yourself first and get yours before someone else beats you to it. The main problem with listening to our ego is that you're always caught in the cycle of striving and never arriving. Thus, you can never feel complete. As you reach out in thoughts and behaviors, you activate loving energy, which is synonymous with giving. Put others ahead of yourself in as many ways as possible, and be affirming. Be affirming. Put others in front of ourselves. The more we do this, the more the Tao flows through us. Gives us everything that we require, everything that we need. And the life of fulfillment, the sense of fulfillment, is extraordinary. I speak to you from experience. The guy that was chasing everything, till I was 60 years old. I didn't understand the world. What a different life I live today. It's not perfect. I'm not perfect. But I'm proof that there's a different life I can live. Not the one for grasping and striving, but the one of giving and affirming. Boy, do I feel like a better person. Boy, is my life more complete. And I don't need a Porsche or a yacht to make it so. I don't need my name on a billboard. I just need you guys. I see the sacred invisible source of all in its eternal state of giving and asking nothing in return. I vow to be like this too. In my thoughts, and my behaviors. When you're tempted to focus on your personal successes and defeats, shift your attention in that very moment to a less fortunate individual. You'll feel more connected to life, as well as more satisfied than when you're dwelling on your own circumstances. Imagine what it would be like if you dismissed ego's hold on you. Serve others, and watch how all that you have given returns to you in tenfold. Look at me. All that I have given, quote unquote, which still isn't the tip of an iceberg compared to what I took off this planet, it's returned to me in tenfold. The harvest that I receive out of the center of the universe, I would never have accounted for. I could never have imagined. I mean that. This isn't just some BS talk up here. Practice giving. The poet Hafiz expresses this attitude perfectly. Everyone is God speaking. Why not be polite and listen to him? Did you hear that? Everyone is God speaking. Why not be polite and listen to him? Remember last week we talked about we don't play favorites. No one person is better than the other. We're all subject to the same things. And the Tao shines on us and through us all the same. Stop the chase and be a witness. The more you pursue desires, the more they'll elude you. Every single thing that I ever desired in the physical world, in the material world, when I got it, after a few wax jobs, or a few joy rides, or a few fishing trips, or after, it was like, okay, now what's next? Pursuing more. Never being satisfied. Truly. I need more. When I was pastoring a congregation, more. More. I want more people. I want my church to be bigger. Bigger. I want more money in the collection plate. That's what happens in religions. It happens in the politics we don't talk about. I want more power. I want a bigger office. The more you pursue desires, the more they'll elude you. Even when you get them, they end up becoming straw dogs. Try letting life come to you and begin to notice the clues that what you crave is on its way. You're in a constant state of receiving because of this, ceaseless generosity of the eternal Tao. The air you breathe, the water you drink, the food you eat, the sunshine that warms you, the nutrients that keep your body alive, and even the thoughts that fill your mind are all gifts from the eternal Tao. Stay appreciative of all that you receive, knowing that it flows from an unabiding source. all providing. Stop the chase and become a witness. Soothe your demanding habits by refusing to be running anymore. Don't run after more. By letting go, you let God. And even more significantly, you become more like God and less like the ego. With its lifetime of practice, ego has been edging God out. Be on the lookout for ego demands for an entire day. Diffuse as many of them as you can comfortably by assigning them an intensity gauge. Living beyond ego situations that are easy to accomplish, get a low number, while those requests that are difficult to quell get a higher number. For example, let's say your spouse is driving a car in which you are a passenger. You see a perfect parking space, but your mate drives right on by. Or you watch him or her take a different route than you ordinarily do. Sit there. Silently witness the degree of discomfort with your decision to not say anything. Did ego let you know its preference? Or if you have a conversational opportunity to display your specialized knowledge, or describe a situation wherein you are the recipient of honor or success, note how uncomfortable your decision to remain quiet felt. Again, did ego let you know its preference? As Lao Tzu says in this verse, through selfless action, fulfillment is attained. By holding back ego's demands, even for a few moments, you will feel more and more fulfilled. Seventh verse. I'm going to read it all over again and then we'll be done for today. It's a beautiful verse. Heaven is eternal, the earth endures. Why do heaven and earth last forever? They do not live for themselves. This is the secret of their durability. You want to live forever? For this reason, the sage puts himself last, and so ends up ahead. This guy Lao Tzu's living forever. He's 2,500 years old. And he's still as pertinent today as he was the day he wrote these down in his Chinese language. Living forever. For this reason, the sage puts himself last and so ends up ahead. He stays a witness to life, so he endures. Serve the needs of others, and all your own needs will be fulfilled. Through selfless action, fulfillment is attained. Let's live together, you guys. Let's live forever, you guys. By living for the right reasons, for the right things. Those cars and those toys and those houses and the material world will all vanish. Your good deeds will never vanish. They will always have been of effect. Remember that. 4 things I'd ask you to remember alongside that. To be impeccable with your word and your actions. Give freely. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Let them both be giving and neither one knows it. Be a giver. This is a perfect season to talk about that. But don't just make this the gift, the season for giving. Make every season a reason for giving. Kim reminds us to ripple kindness like a tsunami. We really do need to be kind. We really do. And giving does not always mean something material. I'm giving you wisdom, giving knowledge, giving time, giving opportunities. Giving comes in many, many forms. Be creative about your giving. Well, I can't give because I'm poor. You're probably the best person to receive from. You have a lot to teach us. A rich guy doesn't have a lot to teach me. There's an old verse. I'm running out of time here. I'm running long. There's an old verse. It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to reach heaven. And I'm not talking about a heaven and a hell out of a Bible. I'm talking about a heaven and a hell right here on earth. Those rich guys, they're just chasing more. Number 2, don't take things personal. Number 3, don't have expectations. The Tao, our universe, has no expectations of you and me. It's going to give us sunshine either way. It has no expectations. It makes no assumptions. It plays no favorites. And then finally, do your best. Do your best. A lot of us here are doing our best. And we'll continue to do so for today. Am I right? We'll make today a do your best day. It is what it is. And we won't worry about tomorrow. Kim, I agree with you. Imagine how Daniel, imagine how small the eye of a needle is. And I'm going to try to shove a camel through there. And we got people all over the planet trying to shove their camel through eyes of needles. Pretty happy people, aren't they? Yeah. Well, they scratch each other's eyes out for more. Have a great day, you guys. I hope you guys had a good message this morning. We'll be here tomorrow, possibly with a Santa hat on. And we're going to not stop preaching to give and put ourselves last. Everything else will fall into place. You will receive everything you need. I haven't missed a meal. Haven't missed a meal since I changed my life. Haven't missed one. Have a great day, you guys. I'm going to scroll you out. HB. And HB, that's so true, right? Sue Little, and Mike Barball. And Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ thinks heaven is at Hooters. You're out of control, bro. Okay? That's funny. Cleany says greed is a mental illness. Agreed. Daniel and Sanam and Kimberly. Kim, you've had some nice things to say this morning. Cleany and Emily and Daniel and Sue Little and J.W. Owen and B. Hendricks. Make today do your best day. I like that. Nerdy, I'm glad you could stay with us today. Super profundo on the early eve of Santa Day. Emily and Zozo LSD and Greenie. Let tomorrow worry about itself. Plan, but don't obsess. Love it. Jesus Christ and Vaggie. and Shroom Digger and Cleaning, I love you. And Jesus Christ and Aaron. And Greenie and Jesus and Kim Kim. Nature is richer than people with money. Boom. Herbie and Derek Anderson and JC. And Nipper, thank you, dear. And thank you for what you're doing on the Secret Santa. Keep taking names until Wednesday, and then we'll give out the names of the people who are going to be sending stuff. Rodman, thank you. Jesus Christ. Kim, Daniel, and Laura, have a divine day. Classic. Mike Barball, Calico. Dando, just got here. You have a great day, too. Nippy and Mike, and Nippy and Daniel. Mr. Phillips. Anthony on Cat, Meow, Zilla. Sue Little Pacers, Cyber Jolie, good morning. Mello, how you doing out there? Kim, Niff, Daniel, Hardy, Mike Barabal goes boom. Dando, no, you didn't miss Secret Santa. We're not going to be doing that until the week after Christmas. But if you want to sign up, please get your name and address to either me or Nippy, and we'll get you on the list. We're taking names until Wednesday. Juan Tiller, Daniel Martinez, Emily, and Nippy, and Herbie Malwerby, Broken Furby Kebab. Kim's telling you no, Dando, get your name in. And that'll do it. Derek Anderson and Herbie, thank you both for being such good moderators here and putting your time and effort into helping us all here every single day. That's another form of giving right there. Right there, they're giving you an example of giving. We can find many, many creative ways to give. Search for them. Have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Pops, peace, love, kindness, sharing, and putting ourselves last. Pops out.